Hello, and welcome to Late to School, a Sailor Moon watchcast. I'm Lorena.
And I'm Zach.
And this is our last normal episode of Sailor Moon Season 1.
Yeah.
We got to the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to say before we start?
Nah.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm excited
Yeah?
to talk about this episode with you.
I'm glad.
Well, both these episodes.
Yeah. Well, okay, so...
And all these episodes.
Our first episode is episode 45,
Mm-hmm.
Death of the Sailor Guardians, the tragic final battle.
Yeah.
It was directed by Konosuke Uda and written by Shigeru Yanagikawa.
Mm-hmm.
Konosuke Uda, notable as the series director. I think he also did composition for the One Piece anime.
Okay.
He's not the manga author, but he is the director for the anime.
Okay.
Which is funny because Naoko Takeuchi is married to the manga writer.
Wait, of One Piece?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh.
What a tangled anime web we weave.
Yeah, exactly. So this episode aired February 20th, 1993 in Japan, and never in English.
You are kidding me.
Here's the thing. This episode and the next episode for the original Deke English dub were combined into one episode.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, I thought...
My wording was intentionally misleading.
Okay.
Yeah, but those episodes were combined into Day of Destiny, which aired November 4th, 1995.
Okay, kind of a generic name, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Very generic.
I would have liked a pun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, this episode...
Yes. Shall we start with the precap speech?
Yeah.
Okay. A powerful evil energy is about to be unleashed into the world, and we're the only ones who can stop it. Sailor Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Mars. No matter what happens, we'll always be together.
Uh-huh.
And you know, in the name of the moon, I'll punish you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the episode
opens
with a bunch of my favorite thing to have happen in media, really, which is a bunch of TV news reports about natural disasters.
Yes.
The news is talking about the dark spots on the sun. And a bunch of earthquakes and tsunamis and I want to say hurricanes.
Probably. Isn't a tsunami a hurricane? No, a tsunami is a big tidal wave.
Yeah, a tsunami's a big wave.
A hurricane is a monsoon? Are those the same thing?
I think a monsoon is just big rain.
Okay.
But a hurricane is big rain, big wind.
Right.
It's got an eye.
Yeah.
And apparently these are theorized to have been caused by the dark spots on the sun. Somehow.
Meteorologists. Weather experts.
No. I know who is making the predictions. I'm saying, how does spots on the sun cause an earthquake?
Shit's fucked up, man. Sunspots make some weird shit happen.
I don't think they caused fault lines to collide violently.
Yes. Yeah, that is... Yeah, the gravity of the sun is all fucked up by the dark spots.
Sure. And we see Artemis, who says...
Who is really bandaged.
We see both the cats, and they're both really bandaged. From their catastrophic fight against Kunzite in the last...
What? Huh? Their what fight?
Catastrophic? Fuck.
That wasn't intentional?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, Artemis says that they gotta act quick, or else the world's gonna fucking end.
Yeah.
And then we cut to a scene at Usagi's house.
Yeah.
Where Usagi,
This is my favorite type of scene in media, which is we just see a filthy kitchen that's been absolutely destroyed.
Yes.
And we have to sort of piece together what Usagi Why did Usagi use all that shit?
Yeah.
You don't need all that shit to make curry.
No, yeah, she's making curry for her fam.
Uh-huh.
And her fam is not excited about this scenario.
We see it on their plates and it looks bad.
I just want to remind everyone where we left off last time.
Yeah,
We left off with the Sailor Guardians going deeper into the cave.
Yeah.
To get to the Dark Kingdom to have the final face-off.
They weren't going deeper, they were getting ready to go.
I guess.
But also, why did they... I guess they came back for this. So that they could say goodbye to their loved ones.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe the fucking entrance Kunzite came through was destroyed. That's not made clear to us.
That's not made clear, and also, like, I guess they would have had to shimmy down the cat hall to get to the Arctic place from there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're putting that on hold for right now.
For right now, yeah.
So Usagi can make her family some dinner. Mom and Dad are trying to be supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Shingo is
immediately is this even edible?
Yeah.
Can we even eat this?
And Usagi's like, psh, psh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then she grabs a bite
mm-hmm.
of it and starts eating it, and then slowly starts to cry. Because it's very hot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of the scene.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just a normal Tsukino family moment.
Yeah. Calm before the storm.
Dad does mention, like, Usagi, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What's up? And Usagi is like, oh, don't even worry about it. It's not a special moment or anything. I just thought I should make some food. Because Usagi is 14 and presumably does not often make food for her family.
Yeah. And then we cut to the Hikawa Shrine, where all of the Sailor Guardians have gathered in their very good winter clothes.
Yeah, they're all really bundled up. They're ready.
Mm-hmm.
They're all bundled up for the Arctic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, they're not really going to need that.
Yeah, because of the costumes. Usagi asks Rei if she had time to give Yuichiro a goodbye kiss. Mm-hmm. And Rei says, why would you, why would you say that? Why do you want to know? Why do you care? And Usagi says that she just wants to make sure Rei doesn't have any regrets if something were to happen. And Rei yells at her that nothing is going to happen to us. Mm-hmm. See also the title of the episode.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But Mako also tries to reassure Usagi, saying that she's when everything's over, she's gonna go out and experience all the love she can. Ami also says that she would like that too.
Yeah, but
is like blushes, and
everyone leans in and is like,
But then Artemis and Luna are also here.
Yeah.
And Artemis is like, okay,
we gotta go.
We gotta do the thing. That tells them to transform, and they do.
And they do all at once, and it's very cool.
Yeah. And Luna and Artemis explain...
As they're transforming.
Yes. Sorry. No, yeah. As they're transforming, they explain. They gotta get to the D point. Mm-hmm.
I looked that up, by the way. That's not a real thing.
Okay.
That's just what this place is called.
Okay, why?
Don't know.
Does the D stand for darkness?
Dark point. The dark point.
The dark point.
D stands for dog.
Yeah, exactly. Luna and Artemis explain that they're going to get to the D point by teleporting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By combining their powers.
Yeah.
And summoning Captain Planet. No. That's another anime reference.
It is, yeah. Captain Planet's my favorite anime. I've never watched Captain Planet.
I've never watched Captain Planet. But yeah, they can combine their powers and teleport to the Arctic.
Yeah. As
you do.
Which, again, I guess that tunnel was blocked off somehow.
Yeah. I don't...
My initial theory was, maybe they can't go back to the restaurant, but it's nighttime still. It's nighttime again, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's up with that.
Mm-hmm.
The teleport is cool, though.
Yeah. And Luna says, hey, we're both really injured, so we would literally just get in your way if we came.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stay here.
Yep.
And you guys go ahead and fuck them up. And then we see the full moon come out from behind.
Maybe the first time in the show, yeah. I'm not sure.
From behind a cloud.
Except for, I guess, the times we've been on the moon.
Yes.
I guess technically we saw the full moon then.
Yeah, and the title sequence.
Right, obviously.
And the sailors all join hands in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And they concentrate, and an energy field appears around them.
Yeah.
And Artemis yells, "Sailor, teleport!" And they teleport.
Uh-huh. That entire sequence is really well animated.
Yes.
Also, like, their hair is flying up.
Yeah.
And the lighting of the energy field is really good.
Mm-hmm. And I really like, when they teleport, they, like, crack the cement beneath them.
What's Grandpa gonna think about that?
Yeah. And Artemis verbally wishes them good luck after they've already gone.
Uh-huh.
And Luna silently just sort of prays that the girls are going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they can only wait now.
Yeah.
And then they teleport into the Arctic.
Yep.
And...
Big snowstorm.
Big snowstorm. Cold. Sailor Moon is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else seems to be sort of paying attention to the cold.
Well,
but
Sailor Moon complains about the cold.
Uh-huh.
And then Sailor Mars says, if you concentrate on the task at hand, you won't feel the cold.
Uh-huh.
Which I guess is what everyone else is doing.
I don't think that's accurate, but okay. Sailor Mercury scans the area with her computer and finds the location of the entrance to the Dark Kingdom. Because of a powerful evil aura coming off of it.
Yeah. Is that the D point?
I don't understand. You know?
Is that the dog point?
What's the D point, really? Are we the D point? Is Sailor Moon going to cry and the D point was inside of her all along?
Welcome to my new gaming website, D point. Our motto is, how us game. How us game.
What the fuck are you doing?
Waypoint's motto is why we play.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about
it.
We can cut that.
I will not. I refuse. So we cut to the Geiger Hell.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be a while before I get to see Geiger Hell again after this, so I want to get in all my Geiger Hells in.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah. We
see Queen Beryl in her throne room before the field of ghost people.
Yeah.
And she asks... She sees the Sailor Guardians approaching in her crystal ball and asks the crowd if anyone is brave enough to attempt to eliminate the Sailor Guardians.
Uh-huh.
And...
Uh-huh. Who steps forward?
Someone does. It's some monsters who identify themselves as the DD girls.
Yep. Look that up too. No idea.
No idea why they're called that? Okay.
I guess because it's D point.
I guess. They're moth ladies.
They're the dark girls.
The dark dog girls.
The dark dog, yeah,
They're mothmen.
Okay, yeah, I can...
They got moth features. Yeah. And there's 5 of them. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll fuck them up. And Queen Beryl's like, cool. And they go. And then we come back outside. So, before we get to that, I just love that they clearly sort of wrote themselves into a corner.
By having Kunzai die this early?
Having Kunzai die, by having all the 4 Heavenly Kings die by this point. So they're like, shit, who are we gonna have in this episode before the, what other mini-bosses can we have before the final boss?
The DD girls.
Yeah, let's just make some new random monsters.
I think the DD girls might even be original to the anime.
Really?
I might be wrong about that. They might be in the manga. but I don't think they are.
That's interesting.
It's still called D Point in the manga, in case you were wondering.
Okay. Well, good. Why? Sailor Mercury back on top of the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I say that like the Dark Kingdom is just below the Arctic.
I mean, it is.
It's
kind
something.
of.
It's somewhere. Mercury stops the girls and says that the evil aura has gotten more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And then the snowstorm stops.
Mm-hmm.
And Sailor Jupiter is like, well, here they come.
Here they come.
And then we see Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
Who
is crucified?
Who has been crucified. He is sort of chained up to the sky, I guess. He just appears floating in the Arctic.
Uh-huh.
His cape is all in tatters. He's all in tatters.
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Moon tries to rush towards him to help him,
mm-hmm.
and Sailor Mercury grabs her and says, "No, it's probably a trap."
Mm-hmm.
And Sailor Jupiter is like, "Yeah,
uh-huh.
duh, it super is." And Ami starts to scan this tuxedo mask, mm-hmm. this alleged tuxedo mask, and he starts begging Sailor Moon for help. And she can't take it anymore.
And just rushes forward.
Yep.
And all the girls sort of just pile on top of her to stop her.
And then Tuxedo Mask's eyes flash.
Mm-hmm.
They like flash red. And Sailor Mercury says, "It's a monster. That's actually a monster. It's not Tuxedo Mask.
Figured it out.
That's a monster." And then black vines?
Or tentacles?
Or tentacles, or tendrils, I would say.
Sure.
Just shoot out of fucking Tuxedo Mask's torso. Mm-hmm. Just like his whole torso, basically.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they sort of jet towards the Sailor Guardians, who have all piled on top of each other, and they barely sort of dodge out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then this fake Tuxedo Mask transforms into one of the DD girls.
Uh-huh. They don't have names, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. They're called the DD girls. And then Sailor Moon is peeved.
Yeah.
And she has a speech for this monster.
Uh-huh.
And says, "Hey, you monster! How dare you trick me? You guys are really mean for trashing the pure love a young girl can feel for someone special. Even though I was a little stupid to fall for your silly trick, now you've gone and made me really angry. So I'm going to..." And then Ray interrupts her and yells, "We get it!"
Uh-huh.
And then she says, "So anyway, now in the name of the moon, I'll punish you."
Yep.
And then the other DD girls appear.
And everyone is surprised.
Yeah. Like, we're dealing with 5 monsters at once.
That's never happened before.
Yeah. I guess the most has been, 2.
Yeah. Back with, Castor and Pollux,
Castor and Pollux, yeah. Oh, and the ice skaters.
Right, yes.
And then they vanish. Again. Uh-huh. And then another image of Tuxedo Mask appears.
Yeah.
And says, "I love you, Sailor Moon!" And Sailor Mars is like, "Come on.
Who would fall for that?"
Uh-huh.
And then Usagi falls for it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And rushes forward, and everyone piles on top of her, and is like, fucking Usagi, you fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that the DD girls are basically JRPG players. They have this one spell that causes confusion, no matter what sort, how many times you use it.
Yeah, uh-huh. And again, they almost get fucked up by the vines.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sailor Jupiter is like, "You know what? Fuck this." And is about to Supreme Thunder this fake Tuxedo Mask. And then it transforms into Motoki.
Uh-huh.
The first time we've seen Motoki again for ages.
Yeah, hey, it's Motoki. This is what he's been up to.
Yeah. And then...
I do love that he's in his fucking Game Center uniform.
Yes. Uh-huh. Well, what else? We've
seen him in casual wear once.
Yeah, uh-huh. And then 4 of the tentacles grab her.
Mm-hmm.
And just suspend her in the air, and the DD girls reappear.
Uh-huh. And Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars are about to attack, but the DD girls sort of retract near Sailor Jupiter.
Yes, so they can't risk hitting Jupiter as well, getting her caught in the crossfire. And Jupiter yells at them to leave her behind and stop Queen Beryl. And the monsters start shocking her with electricity.
Yep.
But then Sailor Jupiter does a fucking rad thing. She says, "Allow me to give you girls a taste of what real thunder feels like." And then starts charging a Supreme Thunder and yells, "Go to hell!"
Yep.
And then fucking explodes into electric fucking... She is the storm. And 2 of them are dead.
Yep.
2 of the DD girls are now dead.
Yep.
But Jupiter, it like leaves like spikes of ice around. I don't know the physics of that, but we see those spikes of ice.
Magic.
Yeah. And Jupiter is left trapped in the giant spikes of ice. And Sailor Moon tries
I can't say anything or I'm gonna cry.
Sailor Moon tries to climb up the spikes, but Jupiter weakly tells them to just go on without her. And Sailor Moon is extremely upset. And
so am I.
Begs Mako not to die. And says, "Remember what you said, Mako? How when you get back you're going to find all the love you can? You weren't lying to us, were you? Just stay with us. Don't give up. If you lied, Lord Enma will pull your tongue out."
Should've looked up who's Lord Enma.
Yeah, I assumed you would've.
Damn it. Can you do that? Right now?
Gonna look up who Lord Enma is. The first entry is a Yokai Watch wiki. This is kind of ruining the moment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Lord Enma is a yokai.
Okay.
He's the ruler of hell.
Okay. Sure.
His name is often invoked by parents who scold their children. If you tell a lie, Enma will rip out your tongue.
Okay. So basically Usagi is scolding Mako like a parent.
Yes. But no. It's not, it's not gonna work. And Sailor Jupiter, tries to reassure her and dies.
And we see like and we see in a sort of like white backdrop Mako waving goodbye. And I'm very sad.
And that's when we hit the commercial break.
And the commercials immediately ruin the mood.
Yeah.
Fuck commercials. How do people watch, like, The Walking Dead with commercials?
Yeah, right?
Like, oh, this character I like just really died. Now I'm gonna see some hamsters tell me about fucking Kia.
Yeah, So when we get back from commercial, Sailor Jupiter's dead.
Yep.
And Sailor Moon is crushed.
Yeah.
And she is done.
Yep.
She's like, hey, no. Let's not. Let's go home. We'll give them the silver crystal. Let's just go home.
And everyone else is like, how can you even say that?
And she starts sort of running off towards the direction of the entrance to the Dark Kingdom. And the others try to grab her and stop her from, like, screaming to Queen Beryl to come take the crystal. And as they're grabbing her, she's saying, "Let go! That crystal is why Mako died!" And then Mercury slaps her. And Sailor Moon is shocked, and then Sailor Mercury is shocked.
And immediately says, "Oh, sorry. Sorry I did that." But listen.
Yeah, she says that if they give up now, then Sailor Jupiter's death will have been in vain.
I think it's worth noting that throughout all of this, every other Guardian is like Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars. But Usagi is just like, Mako, Ami, Rei.
Uh-huh. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's a good catch. Also, like, everyone else is clearly fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just Usagi. Like, Rei is also crying.
Yeah.
But Usagi is the one who's just... Her resolve is just completely shattered.
Mm-hmm.
But Mercury's computer tells her that the other three monsters have reformed.
Mm-hmm.
And are heading their way. And so the others are like, well, let's get going.
Uh-huh.
We should leave. But Mercury says, nah.
No.
You guys go ahead.
I'll hold them off.
Uh-huh. And Sailor Moon is not having that.
No.
But Sailor Mercury says that Venus and Mars both have more firepower.
Mm-hmm.
So Usagi will need their
Literally.
help. Yeah. Usagi will need their help for the big final fight.
Mm-hmm.
But Sailor Mercury is just, support character.
Yeah.
So she's going to try to hold them off.
Mm-hmm.
But Sailor Moon asks Ami to promise that she won't die. And Ami promises. And Mars and Venus quickly try to, grab onto Usagi and lead her away. But she keeps looking back at Ami.
And they leave.
They leave. And Ami's computer beeps and tells us that the monsters are here. And she sees Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Suspended in that same way as Tuxedo Mask and Matoki.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, guess it's my turn now."
Yep, my turn to see someone I care about in pain. And she tries to scan Rio, and then the ground erupts into a lava flow. That is, surging towards her. Which I don't think there's a lot of in the Arctic.
Listen, DD girls can do some shit.
Yeah, no, obviously. These are by far the most powerful monsters in the show so far. And it's a little annoying that they're just here now.
Listen, they were just, they were just hanging out in the Dark Kingdom.
Okay. But Mercury uses her bubble spray to cool the lava and turn it to stone. And then the monsters come out of it. They just sort of burst out of it and create a big lava boulder.
Yeah.
Just a big sphere of lava. And roll it towards Mercury and just kind of run her over.
Or try to.
Yeah.
And she notices that, it's clearly an illusion, but it sure feels like the real thing.
Yeah, it's got the heat of the real thing. It's like a D&D illusion.
Yeah.
They can actually deal damage. She does also, her computer tells her that the source of these illusions is coming from the gemstone in, the tiara of one of the monsters. And she shields herself with a bubble spray shield. So that she isn't burned alive by the lava boulder.
And it rolls over her.
Yes.
And she, enters it.
Yes. But the monsters are inside of it. And they just grab her with their tendrils. And there's a very... very bad exchange of lines that just kind of ruins the mood.
Yeah.
Where one of the DD girls is like, "Now you'll roast like a pig." And Ami says, "I'm no pig."
And then one of the other ones is like, how about a baked potato?
Now die!
Which, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it sounded
Banter.
better. Maybe it sounded better in Japanese.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, they start frying her with energy, basically.
And she starts to sort of, slump in pain. And she, we see her computer, and she says, "Guess I won't need this anymore." And just fucking smashes the forehead gem with her computer.
Yep.
Destroying it and the illusion.
And then the monsters are angry. And Sailor Mercury falls onto the snow and is gone. And I think this is where we also see another, like, an image, like, with Mako. Of,
yeah.
like, a white void.
And Ami is, like, waving goodbye or something.
And Sailor Moon senses this.
We get the, like, anime shock across the screen.
Yeah. I really love that effect. It's very cool. But it's not cool here.
No.
Nothing is cool about this.
Except for the snow.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Okay. But, yeah, Usagi just kind of collapses. And is crying. And Mars says that crying isn't going to help. But Usagi...
like, turns and glares at her.
Yeah. And then, as Usagi is sort of forming a retort against that. Retort sounds too playful for this scenario. And I don't know. She's something angry and sad also at the same time.
Yeah.
Minako notices that the ice below Usagi is glowing. And she runs over to push Usagi out of the way and gets grabbed by more tendrils.
And Usagi sees this and starts panicking and says, hey, no, stop. And the tendrils start, like, electrocuting Minako.
Usagi, again, yells to offer the silver crystal to the monsters.
But Minako says that if she does that, she'll never forgive Usagi.
But also, then the monsters, we hear their voices from underground saying, you can't, nah.
No,
that ain't gonna work.
We're just gonna kill all of you.
Yeah, we're just gonna take the silver crystal after we kill all of you. And they drag Minako underground, and we just hear her screaming. And we see the whole like light flashing from inside the hole, and the ground starts to collapse. Yeah, and like Usagi is super full on panicking at this moment.
And it's not moving.
And Mars has to, like, push her out of the way to make sure she doesn't fall underground. And then we see underground as the monsters are torturing Minako.
Yep.
But with the last of her strength, she...
opens her eyes and, like, sees one of the monsters right in front of her. And she fucking point blank...
Yeah. It's
fucking
so cool.
Execution style.
One right between the eyes. Fucking crescent beam. And kills her. And then the ground fucking explodes. Yeah. With the force of this crescent beam. And forces Minako upward back onto the snow. Where she has collapsed. Where it's just her body.
She's, like, again, trapped in huge ice crystals.
Yeah, in the ice crystals. And Sailor Moon calls out to her, but Sailor Mars drags her away. And then we see Usagi is devastated. We see them walking along, and they see...
they, like, crest a hill.
Yeah, they crest a hill, and they see the portal to the Dark Kingdom. And Rei...
They stop.
Yeah, they stop. And Rei says, you know what? I really had fun arguing with you all the time.
And Usagi's like, hey, wait, why'd you say that? Why'd you just say that?
And Rei says, I thought I'd tell you in case something bad happens.
And then something bad happens.
Yeah, which is the two remaining monsters appear before them. And Usagi cries and begs Rei not to fight them. She says, wait, I can handle the rest of what needs to be done here. I'll defeat them and Queen Beryl, and then I'll come home. So please, Rei, just go home. I don't want you to die. And Rei says, I appreciate your concern, but I'm afraid I can't let you do that. You need to save your strength for the bigger battle. Besides, you've never seen anyone come close to beating me. Give me 2 minutes and we'll finish Queen Beryl together.
Yep.
And she's very cheerful about that last bit. And she moves ahead, leaving Sailor Moon behind. I think at this point, and I think at several points earlier, like, Usagi's eyes are just fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she is traumatized.
I don't think they are yet, but
Okay.
they will be.
Yeah. And Sailor Mars readies a fire soul, and then the monsters just dive underground.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry. They have a plan for Fire Soul.
No.
They just won't be there.
Yeah, I guess. We
can't let this podcast just be all bummers.
Yeah, that's fair.
This whole way through. And then the monsters reemerge.
Uh-huh.
By just forming
a mountain
of ice
that fucking just swallows Rei.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, Usagi definitely has the dead
eyes.
Yeah.
Mm. She's just horrified. And she starts to walk sort of towards this ice mountain. And then one of the monsters breaks free of it and dives to attack her. And she's not doing anything to prevent this.
Nope.
But then a fireball bursts out of the mountain and destroys the monster before it can attack her. And Usagi is shocked and relieved that Sailor Mars is still alive.
But then the hole in the mountain created by the fireball starts flashing, and we hear one of the DD girls say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you," and Rei starts screaming.
And then the ice mountain explodes and reveals the monster holding Rei's body. And she puts,
very gently,
puts Rei down, and she prepares to just sort of wipe out Usagi. But Sailor Mars grabs onto one of her tendrils because she's still fucking alive.
Yep.
And she fire souls her and destroys her. And it's fucking rad.
It's so fucking cool.
But now, it gets less cool. As Rei is collapsed again and says to Usagi that turns out she was right about Yuichiro. She should have kissed him, but it's too late now. And Rei is gone.
Yep.
And Usagi just sort of sits alone on a snow bluff and says that she's certain this is just a dream, and that she'll wake up any moment now, and they'll all say good morning like always, and Rei will call her silly Usagi as usual, and nope,
no.
But then Usagi feels a hand on her shoulder, and we see behind her Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah.
Or rather, the spirit of Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah.
She's there. She's very sort of well drawn. Like, it's very cool, like, effect. She's very ethereal looking. And she says, "Hey, now, no need for tears." And we see that everyone is here.
Yeah.
Also, we see Ami saying, "Be strong, Usagi," and Minako saying, "Don't you ever give up hope." And Rei says, "Now get up, Usagi. We will always be here with you." You okay?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You alright?
No, I'm good.
And Sailor Moon is reassured and gets a boost of determination from this. And she fucking takes off running to get to the Dark Kingdom portal. And then we get a cut to inside the Dark Kingdom.
Yeah.
Where we see Endymion in his, like, Healy coughing thing. And he emerges.
He wakes up, and he looks evil.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yep. So, fun fact about this episode. This might be apocryphal, but it is commonly sort of spread around in the Sailor Moon fan base. When it first aired in Japan, kids who watched it got sick because they were so upset
Oh no.
Yeah.
That sounds plausible.
It does. Just, just some fun facts.
Uh-huh. I thought it was gonna be some kind of, like, the fucking, Pokemon anime, the fucking Tentacruel episode.
No.
That got people sick, but that was because of epileptic fits.
Yeah.
Because of strobing lights.
That was the Porygon episode, right?
Oh, maybe it was Porygon.
I think the Tentacruel episode was banned in America because of 9/11.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, I would be, valid, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. So...
Next episode.
Finale.
The final.
Final. Finale.
Episode 46. Usagi's Eternal Wish. A Brand New Life.
Uh-huh.
This was directed by Kunihiko Ikuhara and written by Tsukihiro Tomita. It aired February 27th, 1993 in Japan, and again, technically not in English.
Okay.
So, this episode...
Uh-huh. We got a precap speech.
We do.
Which is Usagi saying, "Thank you, everyone, for giving me the courage to never give up. Evil being, I am Princess Serenity. In the name of the moon, I will now seal you away forever."
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
And then the episode starts. And Usagi has reached the entrance to the Dark Kingdom.
Yep.
And we get, she remembers her friends,
mm-hmm.
Dying for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she promises to do her best
mm-hmm.
for them. And as she's sort of about to surmount
mm-hmm.
the big
The entrance is like... So when we saw the entrance earlier, it was like a crater.
Yeah.
But now she's in front of a mountain?
Yeah, I guess like the crater has very tall edges.
Probably.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But don't worry, she not gonna have to climb them.
No, we see Queen Beryl in her throne room. Like, the princess has arrived.
Yeah.
I will welcome her to hell myself.
Yeah. That's
Geiger hell.
That's she unfortunately does not say Geiger hell.
No,
but that is
she does say she will welcome her to hell.
Yeah, We have a mandatory one instance of hell in every story important episode of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And then she creates an energy ball that goes up out of the earth and grabs Usagi and sort of teleports her inside the Dark Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And then she's in the dark. It turns out Dark Kingdom,
pretty dark.
Pretty dark. But coming out of the dark, looming out of the dark, is Queen Beryl.
Yeah.
Who welcomes the princess. Mm-hmm. And then the light sort of comes on, I guess.
Yeah.
There's more light. The chamber they're in is filled with more light. And it reveals Endymion kneeling next to...
It's very theater. It's like a theater reveal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like she's in a spotlight, and then,
the spotlight pans over. And there's Endymion kneeling.
God, if they don't just fucking replicate that in the fucking stage musical.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they fucking doing? But yeah, Endymion is kneeling next to Queen Beryl and kissing her hand. Mm-hmm. And Sailor Moon is not having that.
Nope.
Not a fan.
Not happy with this.
And Beryl orders him to kill her. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yep,
gotta do that.
And draws his sword and attacks. But Usagi dodges out of the way and tries to moon healing escalation him. But it doesn't work.
No.
She just sort of batters him with this glittery energy that doesn't do anything. Worth
noting, it doesn't use the stock animation when she uses moon healing escalation.
No, it doesn't.
There's no stock animation in this episode.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Okay, huh. And Beryl gloats that Queen Metalia has completely just cleansed Mamoru's memory. Mm-hmm. And just has complete control over his body now. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, Silver Crystal.
Give it to us.
Give Silver Crystal, maybe? But then Endymion just leaps to strike at Usagi. But she dodges again and just sort of collapses on the floor. It's a rough dodge. Rough landing. And drops the moonstick. And Endymion, still a fucking drama king, summons up a black rose and tosses it to Usagi. Not to hurt her, just so she has it.
Yeah.
And then says, Sailor Moon, die. Well, although, yeah. The rose does have a purpose, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is, it then turns into a bunch of tendrils that tie up Usagi. And do also suck out her energy in a very painful seeming sequence.
And I think at this point, or possibly earlier, we do see a very similar shot to the ones we got when each of the Sailor Guardians died.
Yes.
Of Mamoru on a sort of plain white background, waving and being like, hey, bunhead. Which is, I think, visual metaphor. Mamoru is dead right now.
Yeah, but yeah, Usagi screams and tries to call out to Mamoru to get him to remember anything. And then the rose sort of disintegrates, and Endymion fucking kicks her in the chest.
Yeah.
Like a solid 10 feet. And then picks her up by the neck. And blasts her with energy. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
This scene is a lot. And Beryl does, her supervillain gloating.
Yeah.
The sun will soon be covered in darkness. Natalia will be resurrected. And then she's like, okay, Endymion, you can stop. You can quit that. just cut off her head. And Endymion throws Usagi and is about to cut off her head. And he kind of slowly approaches her.
Yeah.
And she tries to reach out for the moonstick, but she doesn't have the energy.
No.
And Beryl gloats some more, saying, once Queen Natalia is resurrected and back among us, she will have the strength to unleash the silver crystal's full power, and she will fill this world with dark energy forever. Everything you and your friends have fought to protect will become meaningless. And that was a mistake.
Yeah.
That Queen Beryl just made. Because thinking of the fact that all of her friends are dead, and that the idea that everything they fought for would have been meaningless, horrifies her, but fills her with the more resolve to do the fucking thing.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes multiple times that things fill Usagi with determination, and you refuse to say it.
Is that was you? Okay.
That was me.
I thought that was, yeah, okay.
I'm just saying you're a coward.
Okay. I've said a few times that she's filled with determination.
Okay.
There isn't one here.
Is there
It says
not?
Resolve.
Okay. Fair enough.
But
Anyway.
it is not resolve to grab the moonstick.
No.
It is, as Endymion is raising his sword to cut off Usagi's head. She point blanks him with a moon tiara action.
Yep.
Just in the fucking torso, right in the fucking gut.
And he fucking falls over. And she is horrified by this.
And the tiara just falls, clatters to the floor. And then she, we think, it's done.
Yeah.
She got him. But no.
No.
Queen Natalia's power continues to course through Endymion and raises him up as he's screaming, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or at least looks horrified.
He's I think he's at least grunting in pain.
Yeah. As she basically uses him like a puppet. And he's about to stab her again. And she's begging him and screaming to try to get through to him again.
Basically saying that she doesn't want to have to kill him.
Yes. But then, as he is raising his blade for the final blow again, she pulls out the music box. And starts playing it.
Which freezes Endymion.
Yes.
And she basically is like, hey, try to remember, it's me, Princess Serenity. Long ago we pledged our love to each other. I'm Serenity of the Moon Kingdom. You've been poisoned by bad energy that's made you cruel, but kindness still beats in your heart. Please, don't force me to fight you. And he unwillingly touches the music box, and he starts remembering everything.
Yep.
We see, like, shots of him as Tuxedo Mask. We see the shot of him and Usagi riding the umbrella down from the fucking Kingdom of Diamonds embassy. We see the time he kissed her when she was drunk.
Yeah.
He remembers. And then he remembers waking up in the hospital when he was a child. And, what happened? I don't remember who I am. I'm all alone. But he's not. Usagi's there.
Usagi's there. And then we see Usagi's hand on, like, his shoulder, and then it sort of cuts to a better view of Usagi, and then cuts back to Mamoru, and he's no longer a kid in that shot.
Yeah.
He's in the same clothes, he's still got his head bandaged, but it's adult Mamoru. Well, 17-year-old Mamoru.
Yeah. And Usagi says that she'll always be with him.
And Mamoru drops his sword and says, Usagi, and a red rose falls from his coat. And I think he collapses.
Yeah, he, like, collapses to the ground.
But Usagi embraces him. And Queen Beryl is
very upset.
She has tried so many times to wipe this guy's memory.
She's tried so many times
but the power of
marry Endymion.
The power of this goddamn love is just bullshit.
Yeah.
For Queen Beryl. And so she's like, hey, fuck this, actually. And telekinetically lifts a fucking stalactite. Stalagmite? It's a big sharp rock.
It's also disconnected from anything.
Yeah.
So, I don't think the normal definitions apply.
And just throws it at Usagi.
But Mamoru...
Yeah. Mamoru throws the rose.
Which causes...
It is stopped by a rose.
Which causes the rock to break.
It shatters.
It also embeds itself in Queen Beryl's chest.
It goes right through the middle of the rock, like splitting an arrow, and continues going and embeds itself in Beryl's chest. But
the rock also keeps going.
Yeah,
and
the rock
embeds itself in Mamoru's back.
Yes, the rock.
Hey, we're here again.
Yeah, welcome to rocks embedding themselves in Mamoru's back.
That's Tuxedo Mask's one weakness.
Rocks. Because the rock shattered and the pieces kept moving. But they would have hit Usagi if he hadn't thrown her down to protect her.
And the scene is sort of intercut between Usagi panicking about Mamoru dying again, and Queen Beryl starting to shatter.
Yes, there's like a crack in her.
Yeah, and we can see like green gem under her skin, essentially, or at least it looks like it's made. It might just be blood,
or like glowing.
I think Beryl is green though, so like the rock.
I think it comes in a lot of different colors, but green is definitely one of them. She also complains about, hey, why are you fucking protecting her?
How could he kill me with a rose? And she figures out it must be his love for Princess Serenity, and then she says, I won't accept that, and disappears through the floor.
Yeah.
And then
Mamoru tells Usagi to leave.
You could read the whole quote, because I think it's important.
I know.
Okay.
I'm going to. He says, "Leave now. Get out of here quickly. Go back to being an ordinary girl without any worries. Find yourself a really cool boyfriend."
Mm-hmm. And Usagi says, "No one's cooler than you, Mamoru." And I'm crying.
I can't believe.
Listen.
I believe it.
It's the miracle romance.
It's the miracle romance of Sailor Moon. And the other rose that Mamoru is holding, the petals just
fall off.
Wilt and fall off. And Mamoru's dead.
Mm-hmm. Again. And
Usagi starts sobbing over his body.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut to commercial.
Yep. You want some cars?
Do you want life insurance?
Really, I probably need it, but I can't afford it.
Do you need to check your credit score?
Yeah, uh-huh.
When we cut back from commercial,
mm-hmm.
We see Queen Metalia's flesh coffin.
Mm-hmm.
And Beryl sort of kneeling before it.
Yeah.
Not, like, out of reverence, but because she's heavily injured.
Yeah.
And she begs Metalia to grant her enough power to destroy Sailor Moon.
I think she says destroy that little girl.
Yes. I think that despicable little girl, I believe she says. We see that the sun is nearly covered in dark spots, also.
Mm-hmm.
And Queen Metalia agrees to grant Beryl this power. And Queen Metalia says, "The time has come to instill hatred and greed into all living creatures in the universe. Queen Beryl, eliminate all beings who attempt to resist and turn the world into complete darkness."
And she breaks out of her flesh coffin.
Yep.
And sort of bounces erratically around the room.
Yes,
until
her energy, like her very liquidy energy,
until
around.
She reaches Beryl and basically consumes her.
Yep.
Because Queen Beryl is screaming in pain.
Yes. And we don't see what comes out of that yet.
Nope, not yet.
We cut back to that other chamber
where
Sailor Moon is with the body of Mamoru. And she is about to kiss him, but then doesn't. She says, "I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you. Rei, Ami, Mako, Minako, all of them died without having a chance to kiss the boy they liked. Right now, nothing would make me happier than kissing you, but I can't. I'm sorry, Mamoru, but I'm not going to run away. I still have something left to do. Watch over me. I'll do my best." Are you...
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I just want to keep a running track on your tear ducts. And
tear ducts haven't opened yet, but they have threatened to.
Okay. And then back outside in the Arctic, a fucking hole blasts open, where there's we see a bunch of darkness just sort of course out of the hole into the sky. And then we see something in the hole, which is kind of a flower bud, which unfolds into a big purple flower, that from which emerges the gigantic form of the combined Queen Beryl and Queen Metalia.
Yeah.
She is green now.
Yeah, she's green now.
Her hair is different.
Just up. It's just flying. It's just flying up.
And she is 50 feet tall.
Yeah, she's real big. All I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman.
A giant woman.
Anyway.
Yeah. One obligatory one Steven Universe reference per episode.
Interestingly, this combined form of Queen Beryl and Queen Metalia is only voiced by Queen Beryl.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because when she first talks, she has some echoey aspects to her voice. I assumed that was Queen Metalia talking under Queen Beryl's voice.
I don't think it is, but I could be wrong.
But she doesn't have that echo for a lot of her lines. she's just kind of doing, her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, hey, darkness.
Darkness.
Cool. Gonna do the thing. But in the distance, Sailor Moon approaches.
Yeah.
And the wiki just identifies this entity as both Queen Metalia and Super Barrel.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I think Super Barrel might be a thing from the Deke dub for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why the wiki would... I don't know. Let's not say Super Barrel.
No. And Queen Barrel fucking blasts her with dark energy.
Uh-huh.
As you do. And it's a massive fucking attack.
Mm-hmm.
But it is blocked by Usagi holding up the moonstick.
Yeah.
And it, forms, a big tower of those ice crystals again.
Yeah.
But,
the tower forms.
Yeah.
And the energy attack stops. And then it just fucking opens.
Yes, it cracks at the top. And at the top is Usagi in the form of Princess Serenity.
Yeah.
And then we cut.
Uh-huh.
To Japan.
Yeah. Where the sky is just made of darkness.
Yep. And so is everything, because all the lights are turning out.
Yeah.
And everybody is very concerned.
Mm-hmm. We see Usagi's family sort of just looking out their window.
Uh-huh.
Worried.
And we see on top of Usagi's roof...
Luna and Artemis.
Yes. And Artemis says... Well... Queen Metalia's awake.
Queen Metalia's awake.
And Luna starts to run off.
Uh-huh.
And Artemis is like, wait, no,
Where
wait.
are you going?
Yeah. And Luna says that the only way that Usagi... She wants to find Usagi. She wants to find the Sailor Guardians and get them back home. Because the only way Usagi could defeat Queen Metalia at this point is by using the full power of the Silver Crystal, which would kill her.
Yep. And she is very worried for Usagi.
Mm-hmm.
And Artemis is like, well, she's gotta. That's the only option.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And Luna sort of just verbally prays to Usagi
not to use the Silver Crystal.
Yeah.
Or she'll be gone forever.
And then we cut back to the Arctic, where Princess Serenity at the top of this fucking ice tower is now, I think, still not on eye level with the giant Queen Barrel.
She's maybe a third the height of Queen Barrel.
And they face each other, and then the fucking music starts.
Yeah.
By which I mean the theme music.
Yeah.
The opening song of the show starts up, and I fucking love that.
It's so good.
I love a leitmotif in dramatic moments.
It's also got, the full lyrics and everything.
Yeah. And then Beryl attacks again, but this time Usagi uses the moonstick and the silver crystal she yells moon healing escalation.
Yeah.
And forms a protective sphere around her that and they just sort of face off. And then they banter at each other.
Yeah, there's a very Castlevania-esque exchange here. And I know people who are listening to this have either seen the show or, don't care.
Right.
But would you like to try to do this exchange?
Sure.
Okay.
Who do you want to be?
I feel like I'd be better as Usagi.
Okay.
You be Queen Barrel.
Okay.
We can cut this if it's bad.
Tell me, why are you so determined to defeat me? You dream of a lovely future that will never come to pass. One day you will realize that this world is already filled with ugliness and filth.
You're wrong. I believe in it. I have faith.
Faith in what? Everlasting love? Indestructible friendships? Ha 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 ha!
All of it. I believe in this world. And the guardians who fought for it.
You're a fool. There's nothing worthwhile in this putrid world for anyone to believe in. And then Queen Beryl strengthens her attack.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you for coming to Late to School Theater.
Uh-huh.
We'll be putting this in our demo reels.
Uh-huh. The protective bubble around Usagi shrinks, and she can't really hold on by herself. And
she says, like, silver crystal, give me strength, or something like that.
Then also remembers her friends.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks about love.
Yeah.
And she thinks about different lines from the show.
Kind of? Well, so she basically flashes back to each of her friends saying something about love.
Yes.
Ami says, like, love is no laughing matter, but you get a good feeling from it. Which is, I'm pretty sure, not a line Ami has ever said in the show before.
I think it is. Rei says, "Stop saying I'm in love with him. I just feel bad for you, Ichiro.
Which
that's
again, is has the energy of something Rei has said before, but is, I think, a shot and specific line that isn't in the show.
Yeah.
But Mako
also does not sort of have anything to do with Rei having faith in love or anything.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tsundere. You know she likes Yuichiro.
I guess.
And then she remembers Mako. So what if he has a girlfriend already? We should give it a shot. Which is, from the messy love rectangle.
Yeah. And then Minako says, it's Minako standing out on the pier saying, it's all right. All that matters is that Alan and Katarina are happy.
Yeah. So half of them are lines from the show, and half of them are just, I guess, things Ami and Rei said off screen.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's
fine.
Just an interesting, it's a weird decision.
It is, you're right. And their faith in love fills Usagi with determination. Mm-hmm. And she asks her friends to give her strength. And we see all of the guardian spirits appear. Mm-hmm. We see with Usagi...
The song breaks into, like, a bridge.
Yeah.
And we see all of their hands joining Usagi's on the moonstick.
And they all invoke their power. Mm-hmm. They all, Mercury power, Mars power, Jupiter power, Venus power, and then Moon Prism power. Mm-hmm. And the silver crystal just fucking throws an energy ball at Queen Beryl that completely consumes her.
And she is annihilated. And Usagi turns back. She turns back to her sailor form. And falls over and whispers, "Thank you." Mm-hmm. As the energy ball continues to grow.
Yes, her power is too great.
And consumes the pillar she is on, and she sort of starts falling. Consumes the bodies of the other Sailor Guardians.
Mm-hmm. The music has ended by this point also.
And there's a quote I want to read.
Okay.
It's a very long speech, but I need it for my demo reel.
Okay.
Usagi gives a speech as all of this is happening. When I wake up in the morning, I feel the breeze as it rustles the white curtains in my bedroom. My cuckoo clock tells me it's 7 a.m. Then I hear my mom say, "Come on, sleepyhead, time to get up or you'll be late." It's so hard to wake up, so I think to myself, just 3 more minutes and I'll get out of bed. Of course I'm late to school every day. Miss Haruna makes me stand out in the hall and all my tests are covered with red marks. On our way home from school, we all stop for some crepes and go check out the party dressing display at the store window. It's those simple things that made my life so happy and fun. I wish I could go back to being just a normal girl. And then we see, like, the moon pass over the earth, and then we cut to Usagi's house.
Yes.
At daytime.
Where we hear a cuckoo clock.
And we see Usagi wake up in bed. Screaming that she's going to be late. And she runs downstairs. And puts her shoes on. And tells everyone goodbye. And runs outside, down the street, to school.
alongside Mako, who passes her, because she's got longer legs to run faster than Usagi.
And then she passes Minako, who is waiting for a bus. She passes the Hikawa Shrine, where Rei is cleaning and sort of glares at her. And over this, we hear Luna and Artemis talking.
Artemis says, "It's a miracle. Not only did the dark spots on the sun disappear, but all the girls have been reincarnated."
Yep.
Luna says, "It's sad. I feel sorry for them. Every single memory they have of being together is completely gone now."
Yeah.
But Artemis says, "That's okay. They always have the chance of becoming good friends again." So it seems like from this that Luna and Artemis are the only ones that have retained their memories.
Yeah, and everyone else has sort of been brought back to life.
Yeah.
With their memories of being Sailor Guardians and all of that erased.
It's not even clear if Luna still, if Usagi still knows Luna.
Yeah. And then we see Usagi at school where, grades are posted. Ami Mizuno is number 1.
We see her, Usagi, look at Ami as she's passing with sort of frustration.
Then we cut to Usagi and Naru outside of Naru's jewelry store. Usagi crumples up her desk and tosses it behind her head, and it hits Mamoru, who,
he turns
30%. You better study harder, bunhead. And Usagi frustratedly takes it from him and sticks her tongue out.
And then insults his purple pleated pants.
And walks away with Naru. And as they're walking away, Naru is like, "Oh, you know that guy was cool and cute too."
And Usagi is like, "Nah.
No.
That guy is a jerk." And Naru is like, you never know. You might have just met your soulmate." And Usagi does not agree. She says, I know who my fucking soulmate is. She says, "I know exactly what my dream guy will look like. In my dream, he always comes to my rescue. And although I don't know what he looks like yet, I know nobody in the world is cooler than he is." You okay?
Nobody's cooler than you, Mamoru.
You alright?
No. It's fine.
I do want to just, again, don't want to ruin the moment, but I do want to point out, I know exactly what he'll look like. Although I don't know what he looks like yet.
Listen. Sometimes you can sense an aura. And then the episode ends.
The episode ends. That's the end of season 1. And then next time on Sailor Moon. I don't even want to talk about the next time.
You don't?
Actually. No, because...
You even want to mention the name of the episode?
I will, sure.
Next time on Sailor Moon R.
Moon returns. The mysterious aliens appear.
Yep.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that, though.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to talk about these 2 episodes.
Okay. So let's talk about these episodes.
You want to start?
I love this ending. For one, I like that it's an ending. I like that, without the next time on, this could be the end of the show.
Yeah.
We've resolved all of the major conflicts. We don't have any major, cliffhangers or, anything like that.
There's implications of, there are things that will happen going forward.
Yeah.
Not, again, ignoring the next time on. But, just Artemis and Luna talking about, they might...
Meet again.
Meet again.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree completely.
I will note, the sailors losing their memory is something that was invented entirely for the anime.
Really?
Which is interesting, because I haven't read very far in the manga. I've read, the first 6 chapters, maybe? Or acts, as they're called. But from what I understand, in the manga, the Sailor Guardians do all die. So I don't know, do they just get revived and retain their memory?
Right.
Or I don't know what happens. I assume you have some problems with the ending.
Why?
I don't know, because you made a face when I said that I loved it.
Did I?
Kind of.
I liked it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad.
I'm like, do I have any? I'm trying to think now if I have any problems that I can just get out of the way. I don't like the DD girls.
Yeah, the DD girls are completely out of left field. And
yeah.
It feels like they should have done something else with the four generals and brought them back.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe actually have them all go into eternal sleep, and then Queen Beryl is like, hey, I need my generals again, even though they're all stupid. Although again, I don't know how you would still have like Naru and Nephrite's arc. With that, but I don't know. The DD girls are weird.
They could have at least brought like 3 of them back.
Yeah.
And it does feel like it makes the Four Kings of Heaven look more incompetent than they already
a little bit,
did. Because, like, these 5 randos were way more effective at killing the Sailor Guardians in one episode than all those fuckers were across the entire season.
Yeah.
But, like, the purpose the DD Girls serve is just killing the Sailor Guardians.
Yeah, killing the Sailor Guardians and then, like, being taken out by the Sailor Guardians in very cool ways.
Yes. Yeah, I respect the fucking chutzpah of just killing 4 of the 5 main characters of this show.
Yeah.
In one episode.
And I will say, Naoko Takeuchi has said, I don't know if she I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she has said in interviews that, you know, she wanted to kill Ami in the manga. And people were like, no. And then they went and just killed everyone in the anime. And that's kind of annoying. Which is fair. But also, it's... So the thing I love about how the deaths of the Guardians is framed, they don't just, like... They aren't victims.
No.
They all do something before they die. Mako fucking does a suicide attack where she kills 2 of the DD girls immediately. Minako has her point blank fucking crescent beam.
Ami takes out the illusion thing, which helps out the others a lot.
She is the only one who doesn't kill a DD girl, but she's the support character, so that's fair.
Yeah. And then Rei, her fucking rad, like, multiple times you think she's dead, and then, nope, still holding on, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's extremely cool. And also, this folds into a lot of, like, themes of the whole season, I think.
Okay.
But just Usagi's reactions to their deaths, and, like, everything. Usagi's everything in these episodes.
Yeah.
It is very, like, she remains, to the end, pretty much, the most reluctant Sailor Guardian. Because, again, she's not a fighter.
No.
And I really like, in both episodes, like, it draws a lot on Usagi's characterization from the time that, like, Mamoru died the first time.
Yeah.
Of, like, she doesn't want to do this.
No.
Like, she only cares about this to protect the people she loves. And practically everyone she loves has died now.
Yeah.
And she's just continuously losing hope over and over again. And, like, to the, like, very end, like, even after she's won, she just doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
Like, she just wants everything to go back to normal. And her wanting that is what saves everyone.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Yes. Like, I like that in a way, like, her priorities are what saves everyone.
Yeah.
And also her finding strength in working together with them even after they're gone. Like, just she repeatedly says that she just wants to do her best.
Yeah.
To help them. Or to do right by them. To the other Sailor Guardians and to Mamoru and to everyone who's, you know, died. And that's just I like that sentiment a lot. Like, just the idea, like, she's just gonna try to do her best.
Yeah.
Which is what she always does. You know? I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, so, not to get into, like, the grand theory of magical girls,
Okay.
but a common theme in magical girl media is sacrifice.
Okay.
And, like, sacrifice for the people you love and for your friends. And, just for good.
Right.
Which is tied a lot to, like, Japanese perspectives on femininity.
Okay.
Which people have and do talk about problems with that.
Right.
But it is still, I think, a virtue to be willing to put others above yourself.
Yeah.
And that is what this is. That is what the deaths of the Sailor Guardians are.
Yes.
It is them saying, okay, I'm dead. I need to do whatever I can to make sure the rest of my friends don't die too.
Right.
And then at the end, it is Usagi deciding, okay, all of my friends are dead, and I'm dead. I need to save them now.
Yeah. Which is like the opposite of a sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Like, that is her. I love that. There's probably more complex ways to interpret the things going on here, but just like surface reading, she found a loophole in the fucking silver crystal thing, and managed to save herself from dying by reincarnating herself. Like, her wish is to just for everything to go back to normal, and that includes her being alive.
Yeah. I do think the ending is slightly weakened by the fact that we know there's more.
They
don't get to live a normal life.
Yeah. Because I think there's a value to that. Like, because, like, I think there's a lot you could say about the, like, theme of sacrifice in regards to Usagi as a character.
Yeah.
In that, like, she kind of goes against that, it feels like, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, she doesn't care about the ultimate greater good very much.
No.
Like, she just wants to help her friends and her family and her values.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can talk about, like, Usagi is surrounded by people who care about the greater good and want to sacrifice themselves, or don't want to, but know that they need to. And then she is like, hey, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to sacrifice myself. I don't want to sacrifice my friends.
And, like, that's valid.
Yeah.
Like, she's very much... She feels a lot like a deconstruction character. Like, she's a fucking anamorph. She's like, hey, this sucks, actually.
Yeah.
This is extremely scary. All my friends are fucking dying. Maybe who gives a shit about the silver crystal?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a lot of Usagi's character and, like, the way she's treated by the narrative and stuff is very, like, hey, maybe she shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not cool that she has to... Maybe it's not cool that everybody is sort of dragging her into this.
Maybe she's a 14-year-old girl and we put way too much pressure on 14-year-old girls.
Yeah. And that's also, like... That's also the point of, like, her mother's sacrifice. Like, she wanted the Sailor Guardians to just have a normal life. So it's not even that, like, she's trying to live up to the expectations of her mother or whatever. Like, the expectations of her mother was that she should just chill.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have to do this. So yeah, I really like that theme a lot. I really like when shows about kid superheroes at least pay some lip service to the fact that, like, they shouldn't probably be doing this. Or, like, maybe they should morally. Maybe they're in, like, an ethical dilemma where they kind of have to help. But they shouldn't have to, and it sucks that they do.
Yeah.
So I really like the ending because of that. I'm glad. And the final fight is not, like, visually super interesting.
No.
But it is...
The music does a lot.
The music does a lot, and, like, the banter even does a lot. Like, I say banter. Banter sounds too playful.
Yeah.
The Castlevania-esque back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. There's a song that plays over the montage of the Sailor Guardians and their new life. We don't have to edit that back in. It's
okay.
Fine. The song is You're Just My Love, which is another Image song for Usagi and Mamoru.
Okay, cool.
The lyrics were written by Natsumi Watanabe. It was composed and arranged by Sensuke Matsuda, and is sung by Kotono Mitsuishi, the voice actress of Sailor Moon, and Toru Furuya, who is the voice actor of Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, okay.
Mamoru.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you happen to look up the lyrics or anything? Or
the lyrics were not translated anywhere I could find.
Okay, that's a shame.
Which is a shame. I'm sure if I looked harder, I could have found them, but it's fine.
I also feel like you could probably extrapolate a lot of the show's themes from the final conversation between Usagi and Beryl.
Yeah.
About, like Beryl doesn't think anything is worth anything.
Yeah.
Like, she's very nihilistic in that conversation. And Usagi talks about, like, having faith in there being good in people and the world, and because, like, in part because she has friends who died to fight for it.
Yeah. There's one change from the manga I know about that does disappoint me.
Okay.
Which is Queen Beryl's backstory, which isn't in the anime at all.
Okay.
Queen Beryl, the body of Queen Beryl that we see in I guess maybe not in the anime since they don't bring it up, but in the manga at least, was a woman who had a really shitty life.
Okay.
And she fucking somehow ends up in the Arctic. She wants to die, so she goes to the Arctic.
Okay.
And she's just
like a human woman?
She's a human woman who wanted to die because she was very cynical and hated the world and thought that nothing good could ever happen. And she wanders into D Point, where the power of the Dark Kingdom overcomes her.
Okay.
And she becomes Queen Beryl.
Okay. And that was like Endymion.
The spirit of Queen Beryl embodies her, yeah.
Natalia?
No, Queen Beryl.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Natalia was still asleep.
Okay. That doesn't really work with the timeline of the show, I don't think.
But it does.
No, because Natalia is awake when...
No, in present day. She was a present day woman who wandered into the Arctic and found the, forever imprisoned.
Okay. So that's how Queen Beryl... Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand. That is interesting. That's a shame that they would cut that out. But yeah, I do like that, we get hints of that in that final conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could go back through other episodes and find little bits and pieces of things she said, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was... Yeah.
Usagi believes in the world.
Usagi... It's interesting... it feels like Usagi believes in the world because of the sacrifices of her friends.
Yeah.
In part, at the very end there, at least. And that's interesting. I feel like you could... I feel like if you had more time to think about that kind of thing, or if we had more time to... We could write a fucking collective essay on the themes of the first season of Sailor Moon.
People have probably already done that much better than we could.
Sure. Speak for yourself. I'm a very good writer.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this was a good cap off to the season. The ending works for me, and I like the the episode before works for me. It's heart-wrenching. Yeah. Even though I knew they weren't gonna die. Obviously. Sure. But they didn't.
They didn't, and the emotional stakes are more important than
permanent than
Yeah. Usagi wasn't having a good time, so
no.
It's hard to just brush it off as it'll be fine.
Usagi remains the most relatable character in the show, and anytime she's traumatized, it really hits hard. So yeah, I did really like those two episodes.
Okay, I'm glad.
So you don't have to beat me up.
Good. I'm glad I don't have to kick your ass. I hope that me threatening to kick your ass did not.
No.
Okay.
Because I'm contrarian, so I probably would have looked for more shit to...
So, we finished season 1 of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Which means that we're going to start a new show. We're going to take a break from Sailor Moon for a little bit.
We will come back for season 2.
We'll come back for season 2, and obviously season 3. I don't know about 4 and 5. We'll probably come back for them, but
we'll see.
We'll
see how the Viz dub is doing.
But we're gonna watch some other shows. I'm gonna force Zach at some point to watch Flip Flappers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But immediately, our next show is going to be whatever the fuck we're gonna watch next. I'll record it, and we can edit it into this.
We're going to watch
Spirited Away.
And then you can put it right there.
Yeah. It'll be me saying.
Yeah.
Okay. As always, thanks for listening. I hope people enjoyed Sailor Moon, and I hope people enjoy whatever we watch next.
Yeah. I'm glad to have done this.
Yeah, I'm glad I got you to watch Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
My favorite anime. There will be one more, probably shorter episode, where we'll talk about the series, the season as a whole. So that might come out the same day as this episode, or it might come out a week after. Who knows?
Yeah.
You can find me at Lorena27 on Twitter.
And you can find me at Frylord Zarek on Twitter.
And as always, thank you to Kevin MacLeod for use of his song Semi-Funk.
The moonlight is a messenger of love.